Hey there, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. I'm your host, DJ Impact. I got Sin City Steve with us and Simon Street. We don't have Matt Michaels tonight. He'll be back hopefully with us next week. But hey, we got a special guest with us, and I think you will be entertained. We're going to start having guests kind of come through occasionally when some of us can't be available, and maybe even you may even be a part of that if you're watching. Just make sure you have access to a good webcam, you got a good microphone, and have some sense, right? Watch a little wrestling and just have a lot of fun with it, right? The guy I'm introducing for you tonight, he is a local comedian here in Las Vegas, but he's definitely a big fan of AE dubs as well. So Sin City, have a little fun with that right there. I introduce to you Mr. Robert Bosoleri.
Yo,
Hey,
what's
sir,
going on?
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well.
Good, man. Good. All right. Well, we're going to keep the show doing like we always do. We're going to start off with our four-way stop. But before that, if you have any comments you want to throw, make sure you throw it in the comment chat box. We'll try to get it in as we see fit. We're live, Twitch, YouTube live, and the Facebook live. All right. So make sure you throw all your comments in the box. All right. So here we go. This is our four-way stop. All right, Sin City Steve, tell us what was your highlights for the week.
All right, so this week AEW locked in the majority of the card for AEW Double or Nothing. We had a few matches before this, but this week's Dynamite really locked a lot of things in place, as I had mentioned. That started in the very first segment of the show as Wardlow came out and ended up getting laid out and, quite frankly, beat down by Christian Cage right at the top of the show. Awesome. We found out that we would also end up getting Wardlow versus Christian Cage in a ladder match at Double or Nothing. So, yeah, Christian Cage gone for a long time with an injury, and he's already back, and he's going to be in a ladder match. Okay. All right. Yeah. We also found out that we're going to be getting Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter at the pay-per-view. The last match that these women had was great. And that's not by AEW, women's division standards. They had a slugfest. And it was definitely a standout match. And let's just hope that they can channel that same energy here in Vegas. Yeah. Speaking of Storm, she and Ruby Soho defeated Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker in an 8-minute match on Dynamite that, quite frankly, could have gone longer. Was pretty solid. Definitely could have used some more airtime. And then also, we also saw that Orange Cassidy is going to be defending his international title in a blackjack battle royal at Double or Nothing as well. Great. Another fucking battle royal. I love them. At least I did before they were on every other AEW show.
Right.
For fuck's sake. Let's just hope that they use this as a vehicle to finally take the title off of Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. True. Let's see, man. Simon Street, what's your highlights for?
Man, well, let's go over to Raw. Man, finally, my boys over from the great place where people speak the tongue of Habibi. In this year, finally here. Super happy. Unlike other people that say they run Raw, these guys actually could, but if WWE does not shit on the booking, because that has happened before in the past. But it is pretty interesting. I do believe down the road, aren't they supposed to do an event in India? So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm saying that early. Outside of that, I got a chance to watch a little bit of AEW. Yes. Christian Cage looked like he was going to do like an open house and sell some houses and have some cookies left out. Why is your boy dressed like he is, I don't know. I mean, what was the shoes? Anyways, besides the point, why is the little dinosaur man look like little dinosaur boy getting beat the hell up? I don't understand it. Wardlow is strong, but he ain't that strong. What was the even purpose of having him in there? Outside of that, I still found that to be quite interesting. Also, too, what was really good match as well on AEW was Jungle Boy versus Roosh. Now, a lot of people are kind of like, why? Well, Roosh manhandled him. I really feel like, and I don't watch AEW all the time, He was calling some folks out, talking about like, oh, this is supposed to be your main event. Okay, I see what's up. So definitely gonna see, you know, El Torrio or not, or yeah, what is his name? Torrio Blanco. Have his ass run through everybody. But anyways, outside of that, we had SmackDown. Man, I really love me some LA Knight. He is really, really good. Yeah. Unfortunately, Rick Bowes ain't gonna like his ass afterwards, because after the match, he was like, this is some bullshit, man. I'm LA Knight. And I agree with him. He should be partnered up with some better people. Right. Come on, WWE. You sleeping on his talent right here. And ain't saying it because I'm from Vegas, FSW. But I'm just saying, bro, like, come on, what are we doing?
Well, and then first off, yeah, go ahead, man. The crowd was hyped for him.
Yeah, the crowd was super hype of him. But again, if he's booked as a heel, it's great. But him going against Bogues, I'm not excited about. But anyways, pretty much that's my 4-way stop.
Okay, no doubt. All right, Robert, what you got, man? What's your highlights for the week?
Well, Monday Night Raw, we had the Battle Royal. We had Imperium come out and Gunther show up, stand on the commentary booth, and the whole red thing looking like M. Bison. And doing this, proclaiming that it's going to be a battle royal. Right. I like that. And he just sat there all stoic, like, George Washington crossing the Potomac. And then Mustafa Ali wins. And Mustafa Ali is running around like he just won the lottery. And I'm like, you're not going to win. Also, I looked at this because it's kind of like pandering. It's like, oh, we're going to have the Intercontinental belt go. And there's going to be a match with the most Middle Eastern guy who's over in the company. But okay, when they go to Saudi Arabia, whatever. Then we have the bloodline with the Usos, having Paul Heyman come out with the sticker on his phone. He can acknowledge that he's a guest at Raw, even though we know he's a writer. Let's enough kayfabe, just so they can soften up the tag team champions. I don't know what they're doing with Asuka in SmackDown. They're doing her Kana character where she's doing the blue mist. And I just don't see this going anywhere, because eventually she's going to miss with the mist, because that's what ends up happening. The Blackpool Combat Club, that was a big one for me. The Blackpool Combat Club, and getting in there, and it was the Best Amigos squash match, but they do put on a good fight. But I liked how they came back at Wheeler Yuta. And then finally Trinity, Naomi formerly fighting Kylan King in Impact Wrestling and getting her first win as they set up to go against Giselle Shaw eventually, and having Jay Vidal come and interrupt her. So that was really good. I like the setup on that.
Okay, good stuff there. Let's get with our Too Sweet for the week. All right, Simon Street, man, what did you have for Too Sweet for the week?
Well, you know what? My Too Sweet for the week may just be distinctively my taste, but, I've been watching these two young ladies when they were in NXT, and, Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz got their asses handed to them, because Ilza Dawn and Alba Frey are here, and they looked cohesive as a team. Even though they rough shopped on some jobbers, I get it. Well, not really jobbers, but you get my point. They look really, really good. And the reason why I'm excited for that, and I think that's just too sweet, because we already talked about how there's already a deep women's division in NXT that's coming up, getting seasoned and ready to be out and served. Right now, you're starting to see a little bit more of women's tag team division, some decent cohesive teams. So I'm super, super excited for that. And another thing that was too sweet for the week, man, you know what? I got to say, Ricky Starks, Switchblade Jay White, on Dynamite, that was fire. That was fire. Like for me, honestly, not because, your boy Starks is from the same place I'm from, Louisiana, but I will say every time I do get a chance to watch AEW, he is looking more presentable every day. Now, maybe that's just me. I'm sure Sin City and other people who watch AEW probably would disagree, but he looked like a star. Now, I wonder, will that happen if he's not in front of people that's kind of his hometown? Because Texas is kind of like his home state, as they stated after Hurricane Katrina moved there. But besides the point, Ricky Starks looking more like a star to me. And that's my Too Sweet for the week.
All right. Let's move over to you, Sin City Steve. What did you got, man, for Too Sweet?
All right, so the main event of Dynamite was supposed to be a Don Callis promo. You know, finally we would find out why Callis turned on Omega last week. You know, he talked enough shit for Omega to finally come down to the ring, finally saying that without Don Callis there would be no Kenny Omega. That was kind of the button up of his promo there. Yeah, Kenny Omega comes down to the ring. That brings out the Blackpool Combat Club. You can see where this is going. Don Callis dips out of there, never to be seen again on the show because he knew that shit was going to go down. And shit definitely went down. So, yeah, you had the Young Bucks come out with a New Jack style with, shopping cart-ish full of weapons. And you've got 3 guys on one side, 4 guys in the ring. Oh, wait, Hangman Page's music finally hits. Multi-year storytelling at its finest. Hangman Page finally reuniting with the Elite. And we will be having an Anarchy in the Arena match at Double or Nothing. Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. And we saw what happened in the first Anarchy in the Arena match. And I think this one is going to do just as well, if not better. Elsewhere on Dynamite, Chris Jericho and Roderick Strong had a killer Falls Count Anywhere match. The JAS and Adam Cole were barred from the building. Key phrasing there. These guys fought all over the building and out the doors where Adam Cole was waiting. Gotta love it. Roddy beat Jericho in the landscaping outside of the arena. That match was just fun. I do have to say, it was funny also because they brawled past a seat filler waiting area sign. Complete unintentional humor, but it shouldn't have been there, and the internet definitely made sure that they knew about it.
I'm sure. Well, I'll tell you this. Shout out to John, who's always with us every week. Pretty Deadly debuting on SmackDown was absolutely fire. It's good to see them. They won their first match against Street Profits doing their finisher, Spilt Milk. I love that. I just love that. So I thought that was pretty good. Shout out to that. And boy, I hope there is not any more cracks happening within the bloodline, because that segment on SmackDown had me a little concerned there. Okay. I don't know. Robert, let's go to you. What was your too sweet for the week?
Well, the Sin City Steve got it. For me, the return of Hangman Adam Page, and they did a callback, if you notice, because he came out with the eye patch, just like Moxley had when Jericho did that to him 2 years early. He came out with the eye patch now, and eventually they'll drop that and he'll heal. But that was great. The run-in was just perfect. The fact that he said, "I am all elite. I'm elite now. I'm in the elite." That was like you said, storytelling. They've been pushing that story for a long time. Remember when the Young Bucks came up to him? He came up to the Young Bucks and said, "Here's the plates from your tag team belts that you don't have yet," years ago. And he never wanted to be acknowledged as a member of the elite when he kind of already pseudo was elite. The Roderick Strong match, loved it. I love the fact that it went around the entire arena when they did this a couple of years ago right here at T-Mobile, and it was Eddie Kingston. I was there at that, slipping over condiments because there was literally ketchup and mayo, mustard everywhere. So I like how they ended it outside. This is going to be a great storyline for the Bone Man. He's going to have a great match with Jericho. Jericho is really good with putting people over. He's the only guy in any promotion that can lose and still look good. He could be a heel, put you over. He could be a face. He did that for Fandango years ago. He lost to Fandango and put him over. Didn't work, but he tried to, and it didn't take any shine off Jericho. So he's doing that right now, and it's going to be a very good match. I can't wait to see that one.
Thank you much. Appreciate that. There was a mess up on myself. Thank you, John, for calling it out. It was the Brawling Brutes that Pretty Deadly defeated, not Street Profits. I don't know how I got that twisted. So Thanks, man. It's good when everyone is keeping me on par here. So,
well,
yes.
The Brawling Brutes are the Celtic street profits somewhere on the island.
Pretty Deadly is just Breezango for this year. I saw them. Breezango. We've seen this.
Wrestling's own Siegfried and Roy. I'm just waiting for someone to dress up as a tiger.
Hey, but shout out also. I wanted to shout out to Shinsuke and the Miz had a match on Raw, right? So it was good seeing Shinsuke again, man. Doing this thing. It's good to have him back. All right, let's get over into our WTF. I'm sure there was some this week. Let's hear all about it. Okay, I'm gonna start with you, Robert. Did you have any WTFs? Did anybody do anything that made you say, "What the fuck are they doing?" Let's go.
You called me an AEW mark before because WWE makes so many god awful mistakes like WrestleMania 39. But anyway, worst finish ever. We're writing a new story. It never ends a story. Shut up, Triple H. That's not Triple H writing. That's Paul writing. Anyways, we are taking the trash that is his bloodline story. We've gone into a horrible direction, and now instead of going, why don't I have all of the belts and why am I not the undisputed world heavyweight championship? Roman Reigns is going to take Solo Sikoa and go after the tag belts instead of just getting in the corner of the Usos and making them win, which is run-ins is how the Reigns family, it's how they win matches. So all of a sudden you're not going to do it for the Usos. So Cody is going further away from the world heavyweight scene, and Roman Reigns is not taking what is his. Why have at any point he said, wait a minute, why am I being sent to the corner? I am the face of the company. I have all the belts. He's still walking around with 2 belts. Why? One of them is definitely worthless. It doesn't make sense. Why do you have 2 belts now? What does that represent? I don't get it. Why is Paul Heyman still holding the blue belt? It doesn't mean anything. It's not going to mean anything. And they cut him short. Oh, they keep talking about this 1,000 days. You don't have 1,000 days because they wrote you out of the storyline. You would have had 1,000 days of complete dominance over the entire WWE. Now you're chasing the tag belts, and you're not going to get them because that would be stupid to end the storyline with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens being your tag. You're not going to cut that short in, what, a second pay-per-view? They're going to lose it? No, it's stupid. Excuse me. Premium live event. Stupid.
Listen, man. Listen, okay?
I like this guy.
I'll be sold on him once he starts arguing with our neighborhood stink.
Listen, man. As far as I'm concerned, Roman Reigns could take all the belts. That's your belt collector right there. That's I'm all right with that.
Bobby Lashley did it in Impact Wrestling. Nobody cared. He took every belt and he goes, I'm bored with this. I'm going to give them back. And he gave the belts back. That was fine. Nobody complained.
All right. John here says, what the fuck goes to Bianca Belair still being recognized as the Raw Women's Champion and defending the belt at Night of Champions despite being on SmackDown, and Rhea Ripley still being recognized as the SmackDown Women's Champion despite being on Raw. The draft changes went into effect 2 weeks ago. I'm the only one calling this out. What the fuck, WWE? Steve, back him up. Oh my God. Where my WWE people at? Where you at, folks?
Bro, you always outnumber us every week anyway. So
That's
this
true.
is like a one.
We talking about WWE. What do you mean by that? Give me some context. What do you mean by that? Are we supposed to defend that claim?
Yeah, you're supposed to defend it.
I'm defending that shit. This shit is
Does this company understand what undisputed means and what SmackDown and Raw means? They're so confused. The tag team guys have 2 belts on their shoulders each, but they're undisputed. So make a purple belt, make a black tag team belts. Be done with it. The women, blue is on red, red is on blue. Nobody understands what belts are. You know what it is? WWE is a participation trophy center now. It's like a little soccer game for kids where they give everyone a belt. They might as well have Oprah up there with Triple H just giving belts to people.
Oh, God.
They should resurrect the 24/7 title and get that to Oprah.
You know what?
I'll pay to see that.
Let me jump over to you. Simon Street. What was your WTS for the week?
Well, my WTF for the week was a little bit of that, but what was more interesting than not NXT. Okay. Nathan Frazier's giving Dragon Lee a shot at the Heritage Cup. Okay. And then was mocked for it. Noam Dar. Okay, no offense to Noam Dar. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a hater. Hold on. Let me sip real quick.
Haterade.
This guy is garbage.
Oh, wow.
Straight garbage. I don't give a shit what his accolades are. You were doing that shit in the pond. All right. Long time ago, I told everybody when I was 4 years old I could swim until they threw my ass in a YMCA pool and I couldn't swim at all. Why? Because I told everybody I could swim and I was in a kiddie pool. Okay. Noam Dar, what have you done lately? I'll wait. Who wants? How about I just spend the last 55 minutes and wait for somebody to tell me what Noam Dar has done?
You win.
That's my what the fuck. Now, am I saying that he can't be talented? Yes. But booking him in the way you've booked him for the past 7 years, at least that I've known he's been getting a WWE check. Like, what are we doing with him?
Yeah.
He had more significance when he was in the Cruiserweight Championship than he ever did in his WWE career. And then you give him his own show, Supernova 5666 into the next dimension, whatever the fuck the name of the show is. Come on, WWE. You're better than this, man. If you wipe your ass and shit is on it, just put it in the toilet and get a new sheet. Don't re-wipe your ass with shitty ass toilet paper.
Oh my God. Sin City Steve, I'm hoping you're gonna come through with a little bit of some unbiased.
Of course, man.
Okay,
I do every week. I do every week. Anyway, let's just set the stage for this.
Okay.
We're heading into Double or Nothing. The main event is a 4 pillars match for the world title. MJF and 3 afterthoughts, quite frankly. On Dynamite, Darby Allin teamed with Orange Cassidy, defeating Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. Okay, that was 1. Sammy Guevara squashed Exodus Prime, the brother of Optimus and Amazon. And Jungle Boy wrestled Roosh. Okay. Here's the thing. I know that you had mentioned this match in your Too Sweet, Simon, and it was a good match in a vacuum. But the problem is that Roosh took damn near 85% of this match. Jungle Boy got the win via a flash pin while holding the tights. Keep in mind, as we're heading into Double or Nothing, the Darby Allin babyface, Sammy Guevara heel. They're trying to turn him babyface. It seems like Jungle Boy is a babyface, but then he uses a heel tactic to win this match. What the fuck?
Okay.
So also, stop me if you've heard this one before. Jade Cargill had an open challenge on Rampage against someone making their AEW debut and squashed her in seconds. Right? Yep. But here's how they put the spin on it this week. Mark Sterling said that wasn't enough of a challenge, so they brought out a second jobber. Same result. That brought her to 59-0, and then they tried to bring out a third challenger, who then was laid out by Taya Valkyrie, who I guess she's able to use her finish in the match at Double or Nothing now as well. Okay, because that was a legal thing that she couldn't use it in the first match. So Jade is going for 60-0, and yeah, whatever. Taya wins at Double or Nothing. What the fuck?
We still don't give a fuck about Jade Cargill.
Well, y'all making her like she's the greatest of all time. Shit.
She just doesn't have anyone worth. There's nobody who really looks like her or has her athleticism to go against her. I would like to see her against a Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley. Right, because then that would be good. But then you knew the moment that Jade Cargill got to WWE, she'd flounder around in NXT until they just chew her up and spit her out.
Well, that's because she'll be exposed. She has no reason why she should be starting off on any of the top promotions. She should be at NXT. Just keep it real. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go to the
Basically.
lookout. right, let me move over to you, Simon Street. What are you looking out for this week, man? I think you're looking more for Nights of Champions than you are Double or Nothing, but I could be wrong. What you looking out for, bro?
You know what? I'm actually looking for a little bit of both, to be honest with you. After a couple of consecutive weeks of watching AEW, I feel as though the booking is meets my standard of peaked interest, unlike other people who just doesn't matter how good AEW tries, they'll never be good enough. But I thought it was good. And even though you have the 4 young boys that are pillars, I feel like there's going to be some shit that's going to happen. I mentioned the Roosh thing because he is somebody I definitely would like to see have some more prominence on that roster. And I think that's the way to do it. Maybe that's the way I looked at it. On Night of Champions, I am looking forward to seeing somewhat of a turn or a close to conclusion or something from the bloodline. Robert, you hit the nail right on the head earlier, man. I mean, this shit is trash right now. Like I'm sick of it. I mean, how many times can you bump into somebody or push somebody and you was like real hard, at least that you present yourself, but now you being a punk? I don't get it. If anything, I want to see Roman Reigns get folded up by his family. Have all 3 of them boys whoop on him. And then when he crawling up the top, have Rikishi come out there and do the stink face on him. That's what I'd love to see. But outside of that, Night of Champions is going to be real good. That, a lot of those cards are good. Definitely looking to see what's going to happen with those tag team titles. I think that's the biggest thing of the night is seeing what happens with that. Clusterfuck, or maybe we'll be impressed. And then also, too, last but not least, I'm going for Seth Rollins to win that belt. Even though he don't need a belt technically, I would like to see him win it because, that promo was fire from Monday. Really put a lot of things in perspective for me.
Well, and to be honest with you, and for the fact of how they built him up, I'm thinking AJ's going to end up getting this title. And to be honest with you, I don't mind it. I don't mind if he does. I mean, he's older, right? He can still get down, but he's never going to get the undisputed. So why not let him have this last reign of a belt? I
don't think he's going to get it. I don't think he's going to get it. Grayson Waller going to roll up there and then roll on him. Interfere in the match. You don't think it's going to happen? Come on.
It's too much of a given right now for Seth. Everyone believes Seth is going to be the winner. I think that's too much of a given. It's not going to happen.
We said that about Cody in WrestleMania 39, though.
It's true. Yep, it's true.
Oh, but also, too, it's the story. It's the story.
No.
I never. But wait. We never. And I'll jump back to that. I think for most people who are fans of both, didn't care which one was going to win. But all of you AEW fans thought that Cody was going to win. You guys did. You guys thought this was the moment. I never thought that was just going to happen.
It was logical because there was nothing left for Roman to do. Roman is not great at cutting promos. Mm-hmm. Roman has catchphrases, which it took him too long to get to that point. Mm-hmm. When he came out the Monday after, he was bored. You could see it. And if you paid attention, they tried to phone in booing. When WWE doesn't get a crowd reaction, you can literally hear the volume go up on the booing. It went from boo because there was no reaction from the fans because they made a mistake. They panned around to the crowd. The crowd wasn't booing him, and they weren't chanting for him either. They're bored, and he's bored. So he took a vacation. He took a month off. They needed Cody to win because if Cody wrestles everybody that Roman wrestled over the last 3 years, it's new all over again. Exactly. Having Roman win was a waste of time for Roman and for Cody because what are you going to do now? Do I want to see a redemption story or a climb to the top? No, I don't want to see Cody wrestle Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar doesn't look like he's invested in it. Why does Brock Lesnar care? We still don't know why Brock Lesnar's doing this. He's doing it because he could bully anybody. He's not going for the belt, so why does he care? Did Paul Heyman pay for him? We don't know. They had so many ways to at least make that story good. They went in a weird direction with this storyline, and it's bad for everybody. Now, if you give it to Seth, the belt, fine, then have him unify the titles at 40 or stop wasting my time.
But you know what? I was going to say this really, really quick. With the whole AJ Styles, you got to realize, look at the long game. AJ is not just your premier player. he's someone that much is like Seth in the way of building up new talent. And they got a lot of big, bright plans for Grayson Waller. And I'm telling you, don't be surprised. AJ, don't get that belt, but then it is in this nice long little feud with Grayson Waller. It may seem whack right now, but I'm saying it has the potential to be some upside for Grayson
We'll
Waller.
talk about it next week. We see how they go. Let me move over to you, Robert, right quick. Is there anything that you are looking out for upcoming?
I'm actually looking forward to the Asuka match, because if you take the match seriously, then she's got to step up the game. She has the skills. I don't know if she has the strength to out wrestle Bianca Belair in just a straight physical match. So if you're going to give her this heel push and give her this kind of character, then you've got to go all the way with it. You can't just have her be weird. Right now, she's just being a weirdo in the ring, which isn't going anywhere. Last time they did it, it didn't make much sense. It was just a quick, bang, bang match.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see there be something to this. My other concern with that is she's another one. She could cut a promo, but the way she cuts a promo is just screaming and yelling in Japanese. I hope that they could find a way to do it where she just speaks enough English. She becomes a heel champion and pisses off the crowd. I think she has it in her. I would like to see that. I would like to see her take it off, because Bianca Belair is stale. And there's nothing more you could do with this woman. This woman is over. She's a baby face. She's another one. She comes out there. She can't even do her dance going down to the ramp because she's just bored doing it.
Oh, you're such a hater, man.
She
No,
doesn't
he
do
ain't
it.
lying.
She doesn't do it with the same flair. She used to bounce up and down. She gets out there. She's like,
That's
what
exactly
did they
she
do?
do
They
with
had
her.
her come out with the orange. Think about it. She came out in Knoxville, Tennessee. What did they do? She was going to cut another babyface promo. She's in Tennessee, and they cut it short because it was going to be boring. It's been done to death. The other match, it's kind of an indie scene. I'd like to see Giselle Shaw versus Trinity, because I want Naomi to get some shine on her so she could get to a bigger promotion. She's too big for Impact Wrestling. So the match with Giselle Shaw should be good. I hope that elevates Trinity back to a bigger scene.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Sin City Steve, man, what you looking out for?
All right, so we'll talk more about this in 3 count, but AEW Collision was announced at the Warner Brothers Discovery Upfronts last Wednesday. I can't wait to see how they manage to showcase more talents. I think that this is going to open up, we're gonna be able to see all those names that we saw that AEW maybe signed, and then they were on there for a couple of weeks and then never to be seen again. So this is definitely what was needed. I'm also really looking forward to all the independent shows this weekend surrounding Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
There are events going on from Wednesday to Sunday all around the Las Vegas Valley,
Yes.
culminating in AEW doing their thing at T-Mobile Arena. Seriously, if you live in the Valley and you want to go watch live pro wrestling, there definitely won't be a shortage of it this weekend.
Yep.
So go out, support independent wrestling.
Yep.
Also, I am looking forward to Night of Champions. I might actually watch some clips of this one, Impact. And the thing that I'll tell you is don't sleep on AJ Styles winning that title. Because if for no other reason, and now that I'm saying this, it probably won't happen because it's logical and it is taken straight up from one of our listeners, American Bam Bam, and he made mention of it a few weeks back, that this is the perfect vehicle for you to be able to move Cody Rhodes back to SmackDown. You put the championship on AJ Styles. That title has to go to Raw. So it splits AJ from the OC. SmackDown has to get a supplemental draft pick. They choose Cody Rhodes. Cody goes to SmackDown. That is how you could complete and finish the story.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's move to our last segment, which is Best in Show. All right, and Sis, I might as well go with you. What was the best in show for you this week and why?
Best in show for me was AEW Dynamite. You know, I talked about most everything on the show. The one thing that I didn't mention was an absolute banger between Switchblade Jay White and Ricky Starks. Yes, some people kind of shit on the ending and the actual the decision of the match, but I think what we're going to be getting is we're going to be getting the rematch at Double or Nothing, and they're going to give them maybe the spot on either the pre-show or to kick off the show. So I definitely see them getting a legitimate match. I see them, fuck it, they're not going to get pre-show. They'll probably kick off the show. But realistically speaking, those two guys went out. They had one hell of a match. And, you know, you hit on it earlier in the show, Street, but I agree. They are grooming Ricky Starks. And it was weird why they had him feud with Jay White. I think what they can do is they can actually use this as a vehicle to build both guys. And quite frankly, you could even split one of them to go over to Collision and be, you know, one of the newer stars bred from Dynamite. Personally, I think Jay White ends up staying with Adam Cole and his friends over on Dynamite. So that would put Ricky Starks over on the Collision team, which I think he definitely could thrive over there, especially with the people that have been rumored to go there as well. Mm-hmm. So that's, best in show, man.
All right. Let me go to you, Simon Street. What would you give your best in show for the week?
Well, I got to be honest with you, man. It was pretty close. I'm just joking, man. AEW Dynamite actually came through this week, man. It was thorough. Like, you know, Raw had some meh moments, and SmackDown had some what the fuck are we looking at moments, and NXT was almost non-existent. It was like everybody was taking a break off. You know what I mean? It made about as much sense as Braun Breaker sitting in a whole goddamn barbershop and he ain't get his hair cut. It made no sense. But AEW, yeah, man, they definitely building up that momentum, getting close to the big weekend. And for once, you know, I can't really front on it. But I thought of one thing, and I just want to share it real quick. What do you call when you have Tony Khan and Jungle Boy share a drink? A Jungle Joke and Coke. Oh, I had to. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I just had to. Oh. That's the one dad joke I got, man. I got to have one once a quarter.
All right. Oh, man. Don't I have sound effects? Hold on. Let me see.
I was waiting for you to do like your shame or some shit.
Where are my sound effects at? I got a shame. Here my shame. Hold on.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shame. Shame.
All right. Let me go over to you. Robert, what is your best in show?
What do you think? Dynamite.
Yeah, well,
it's Dynamite.
We all make mistakes. Tell us about yours.
The mistakes are called Raw and SmackDown, not having stories. They just have spots. See, Fact. That's what WWE has. They have spots. They go, there's a goat there. Look at that. He's standing. That's a spot. Oh, look at that. Just blue mist. There's another spot. Huh?
Oh, God.
Hey, Simon Miller, go talk about that. There's a spot. It's all it ever is. NXT, I can barely bother holding down NXT. NXT is chicken noodle soup when you're sick, and you got to eat something and you can't even hold that down. Don't even waste my time with that crap. You've got Adam Cole coming out. That was amazing outside. Great. The match with Roderick Strong, great. You have the return of Hangman Adam Page, great. He's looking like a freaking sling blade, some murdered out cowboy, freaking great. You have Orange Cassidy being a beast, and also give it up for Renee Paquette. She's just going from interview to interview to interview to interview to interview. They're literally, and they're pre-recorded because she's at every part of the arena every 2 minutes, but she still sells it. Like, you have to give her credit. The acting that she does, putting people over in her interviews and the shock and surprise, she's probably the best person doing that. That's her vehicle. There's no one better at that. at doing these behind the scenes interviews. And Kayla over did screw Kayla WWE. She's terrible. No, Jimmy Renee all the time, and she doesn't go and talk about her husband because no. Your husband just gouged out somebody's eye. You, Shivani. No. It's the best. Dynamite ran away with it.
All right. Calm down. All right, guys. Look, that is our wrestling talk for the show. Thank everybody for hanging out and throwing in your comments. If you're watching us live, you definitely might want to join our 3 count because we got a lot to talk about. And I'm so happy because I'm gonna have a WWE guy that's gonna put these guys straight. And you might want to definitely be on that one.
Does he have a pencil mustache?
No, but one day he probably will, though.
So make sure you tune in live or at least download the podcast for 3 count, which will be released on Tuesday. Okay, so with that, one thing that's Cincinnati Steve said, if you're definitely going to be in Vegas, definitely check out all the pro wrestling that's going to be in town. It actually kicks off Wednesday, and it'll be Wednesday all the way to the main show on Sunday. FSW will be the main one that is going to be doing a lot of these events, even with GCW, but it's all going to happen around the FSW arena. For more info, you can always go to Future Stars of Wrestling website, look it up, Google it. It'll take you right there and give you all the info there. Okay. So with that is our wrestling talk. And Robert, thanks for hanging out with us. I think you're going to be with us on the next segment too.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll see you next time, y'all. Happy wrestling. Peace.